just random thought when I was writing out. I was just thinking it makes me some comment about someone having a sick day. I don't have 6 days, I never have, but that doesn't mean you're any tougher or weaker than anyone else. But these days, it just if you want to make me really angry, you hear me, and I hear people say it in the past. Oh, I'm not going to go. We're getting on the piss, Sunday, so I'm just going to have a mental health day on Monday.
Yeah, it's a shit go.
I'm like, you're going to have a day off of work and put it down as a mental fucking health day. You know how many days, you motherfucker, that I've hopped up and gone to work with mental health and not just tossed it up to have a day off. And you would have no idea the pain that we go through to get up and go to work daily.
Yeah.
And these so-called mental health sufferers are just throwing it back in non-sufferers, throwing it back in your face, having a day off. They think it's okay to have a day off.
Yeah.
That's a fucking insult.
Yeah.
We're not changing anything down the track if we've got that attitude.
What is up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of the INTOCHANGE Podcast. On today's episode, I speak with Mark Mathie, who is the owner of WICKEDBODZ Boxing Gym. Now, when Mark isn't training world-class athletes or supporting the family culture that he's created within his gym, he is making a massive impact on the community when it comes to mental health. But he's a bit of an unsung hero. Now, unless he's actually told you himself, you'd never know, but he speaks to people on a weekly basis who are either trying to take their life or harm themselves when it comes to mental health, and helps them to fight their demons. But the thing is, Mark has fought his own demons as well and has overcome them to show up as his best self every day. So we go pretty deep today on why the mental health model in Australia is broken and what changes need to be made so we can actually start to work for the people rather than against them. Now, a word of warning, it is a pretty heavy conversation, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I know you guys will too. So I'll see you over in the episode in a second. Thank you very much for jumping on, Mark. I really appreciate it.
My pleasure, mate. Happy to be here.
Now, were you always someone that was local on the Gold Coast?
No, mate, I wasn't. I was born and bred down in a little country town of New South Wales, a little place called Ulladulla, about 3 hours, 2.5 hours now south of Sydney. And then I went to Sydney when I was 16, played a little bit of rugby league and had a few injuries there, and got into the fitness industry there and travelled a bit there. Lived in Japan and for 12 months and London for 4 years, and then I couldn't handle the weather anymore in London, so it was the only reason I came home. And I thought, what better place to come to than the Gold Coast? So come and started subleasing there in the start of 2005, little 80 square annex, no windowed room in 50 Cavill Avenue, and then still here now.
So you've always been in Cavill Ave then, or right in the heart of it?
No, I swapped a couple of times. So we were in Cavill Ave for a couple of years, and then we went up near 64 Fernie Avenue for a couple of years, and then we were Wings Day Spa for a year, and then we're in Chevron Renaissance for 9 years, and then we've been in 45 Cavill now for a couple of years now. So.
Awesome, brother. Yeah, nice. Now, let's take it back a second. So you said you used to play football. You grew up in a small country town. You moved to Sydney. How old were you when this happened? And I guess, what was it like growing up in a small country town for you?
Mate, small country town, you look back on it now and you wouldn't change anything, but you couldn't do anything that we done then now. It just wouldn't happen now. We didn't do much. We done a lot, I suppose. I didn't do much, but there was only a number of things that we really done. We could just muck around on the farms, or we surfed a lot.
Yeah,
we surfed a lot.
So Ulladulla's close to the beach, and I take it
close to the beach. So we had a family farm, family-owned farm, about 6 k's inland, and then the beach is, obviously 6 k's away from there. So we sort of had the best of both worlds when we were younger. And obviously rugby league was a big part of my life then. But socially, there's only 2 things to do was chase girls and fight, really. So and we had fun doing that. So we were always up to no good, but never really done a hell of a lot of harm.
Yeah. So when you say up to no good, what does that usually look like for you? What would an average weekend in young Mark's life look like?
Oh, you're probably drinking at an early age. Beach parties, sneaking the beach parties in, or sneaking out of home and thinking your parents don't know, but they probably do know anyway. But as I said, it was nothing really. Nothing. Stealing golf carts, rolling the golf carts on the golf course and have to run away from the police and so that sort of stuff. It was just kids' fun. Something that I think the kids miss these days. So it was great. It was awesome.
I think back to when I was a kid, and a lot of that stuff is something I could really resonate as well. But I think about now, like with my son growing up, I've got a little 4-year-old. William. You've seen him at the gym a few times.
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
and
champion.
I know that he'll never probably get to experience a lot of that shit.
Mm.
And I mean, like, for you seeing kids coming up nowadays, like, knowing that that's the stuff you went through and probably is the stuff that made you the man you are today.
It does. I think it is a big problem. Like because you were brought up hard, and I was brought up quite hard. But it was not hard. I had everything I wanted, but we had no, massive luxuries or anything like that. But we earned, should I say, we earned everything we got. If I wanted something, I could have new football boots or new surfboard or something like that. But you'd have to do the lawn and stuff like that, and go to work. But I think it's a problem going forward, and I guess that's my opinion. A lot of people would disagree, but it doesn't mean you have to be brought up hard to be tough, because you can still, end up with some mental health problems and stuff like that. But I don't look at mental health as a problem. We'll probably get into that later. But it you got to build resilience, So and these days the kids are not allowed to. It's not that they don't want to.
Yeah,
they're not allowed to go out. Like we'd go out at daylight from 10 years old. Probably go out at daylight and come home at dark. And you had no phones. Your parents would have absolutely no idea what you were doing.
Yeah.
But you learn to be resilient, and and then I think without that, and my dad's a workaholic, and I had to work a lot, and I knew no different than working. A 12-hour day was completely normal for me.
Yeah.
From when I was young, really young. I was out of school when I was 14, 15. So I knew no different, but I think if I didn't have that, I definitely wouldn't be where I was today, because you just can't. You can't buy resilience.
You can't teach that shit.
You can't teach it, and you can't buy it for your children. You have to earn it. So it's one thing that I do think is a really big problem. And going forward, I don't think we'll see it for the next probably 10 years or so, but the way it is these days, when with the whole gender choices and all that sort of stuff, and there's no winners at carnivals, and everyone's a participant, wins, and it's not. I don't really think it's setting up for strong mental states going forward.
I definitely think you can see that as well with a lot of kids that come out of school. They've been given all this praise, when really they probably haven't had to work too hard for it, and then they hit the workforce and they're expecting all this. Where's my fucking pat on the back? Where's my praise?
Why they don't want to work, because they just think it's just they think it's a it's a privilege for you to have them there. We get taught that you had to earn stuff. You didn't just turn up.
Yeah,
you had to earn everything you got. So when you go to work, you earn your money.
Yeah.
These days they're given whether it's money or not money, but these days they're not. There's no real hard yards for them to them think that they have to go out and earn it. It's just they're just entitled. They've just got to get a job. They're entitled to it.
Yeah.
Then when you get them there, you got to try and make them work.
Hey, hello. Sorry for interrupting your podcast, but I just wanted to quickly jump on and tell you about the must-have personal development tool for 2023, and it's called the Happier, Healthier You Journal. So I'll take you back to about 6 years ago. I'd just gotten out of jail for the last time and was starting my journey of personal development and growth. There was heaps of gurus, heaps of information available, but so much so that it became confusing. So I came up with the Happier, Healthier You Journal to help you to navigate what can be an absolute minefield. From the very get-go, you open the page and it'll challenge you to dive deep with self-assessments, daily activities, and check-ins to figure out exactly where you're at, where you'd like to be. And then from there, the journal becomes the tool to help you to bridge that gap. So to get your hands on this, click on the link below and don't forget to use INTOCHANGE10 at checkout for a cheeky 10% off. I'll see you back over on the episode. Man, we're just talking about this. I guess something that popped up just then, and you were speaking about that for me, was we're talking about PTs, right? And how you get promised this, you're going to come into the PT industry, you're going to just be handed all this money, you're going to have all these clients, but there's none of that, you have to work for it being sold to these people, right? So they have all these false expectations. And you were telling me about when you entered the fitness industry, you're working for free. So can we go back to that for a second? You were playing football and then you had an injury?
I was playing football, and you had to do something. Even though I started my building career with my father when I was quite young too, so I was finished when I was 18, but they like you to do something to further your career in case you get injured when you were young, and I was so young then. I was 16.
This is with football, yeah?
Yeah. I was with the Roosters then, and I'd never really even touched a weight before I went to Sydney.
Yeah.
And I turned up, I got taken out of the country to play up there, and all the boys were already, half of them were already on the gear, and they're 17, and they're all private schools and some Gregs and all that sort of stuff. And I was like, what the fuck's going on here? How do they look like that?
Yeah.
So I was just sort of fascinated with it sort of straight away, and then got involved with it. And then they asked me to do something, so I said I'll go and do a fitness, and try and learn a little bit more about it.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it obviously straight away, and lo and behold, that ended up my life. So it's those days I was only 16, 17, you're not really a job anywhere, but I lived at Brightley Sands, and the Novotel down in Brightley Sands had a gym upstairs, and they didn't have any positions going, but I just worked for 3 hours I think it was Tuesdays and Thursdays and Sundays or something like that, and just wrote programs for everyone that walked through the door and cleaned, but I had a work ethic, so this was different, I don't know. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you could get a 16-year-old kid to do that these days.
That's right. It's not taught.
So it's not something that I was that I'm any special or any different than any other kid. But as I mentioned before, I didn't know any different. So I only knew that that's what you had to do to be successful. And I think we're going to struggle to get the kids to do that these days.
Yeah. So with that in mind, so you look at the crime rate, especially on the Gold Coast with young kids stealing cars and things like that and doing all that sort of stuff. Do you think there's a direct correlation between that and then their upbringing, so they're not doing the shit that we used to do, which was playing up a little bit and getting chastised for it?
You got entitlement and you got social media. So those kids are not going to go out and try and work for $12 an hour. Yeah. Then they're looking at social media and they're looking up to these influencers that are got $500-$600 pair of Yeezys on, and you can't work for that, how many hours are they going to work to get there? They don't want to work. Yeah. They're weak as piss. They don't want to work. Yeah. But they still want the big prize at the end. Yeah. So what's the first thing you're going to do? They're got to look cool on social media too. This is what you and I, or you're a bit younger than me, but I never had anything like that. Yeah, bro. So I didn't have to try and impress anyone. Still don't.
Even when I was growing up, it was only just like computers were starting to come out, and it was like dial up. Like we didn't have any of the shit that we do these days. So if anyone
thinks that social media and these influencers and that are not responsible for part of it, it's not their direct fault. But I'm just saying, without that, would the kids be running around stealing cars and trying to,
get the shit they want without working for it?
They're doing it for a reason. They're not just going and breaking into cars and selling them and just throwing the money in the river and going and doing it again because it's fun. They've all got an end game for it. So there's only one way for them to go, and they're going to steal. You're not going to go to work for it. So how are you going to stop that because of social media? They want to be putting their picture up with the new Yeezys and the new
Mercedes.
Especially the little kids. They got the Louis Vuitton shoulder bags and stuff like that. I had absolutely no idea what that was when I was young.
No, I had no idea what a Louis Vuitton was until my dad bought my mum one from Bali, and it was a knockoff.
But that's the change. And look, the world's got to evolve, and has changed, and we've got to evolve with it. Yeah. But I don't think it's you still got to. I think parents can still inject those values in their kids rather than just think, I didn't have anything, so I'll give them everything, because I'm not sure if it's going to be beneficial for them down the track. Yeah.
They've obviously got to be instilled with those values.
You're not going to be able to buy it or buy it from them, when they're 20 years old and sitting around playing PlayStation and playing on their phone. You're trying to tell them to get off your ass, and that attitude's made when you're 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, getting taught some discipline and take the rubbish out every Tuesday. That's your job. But it's never too young to start injecting that sort of discipline into people, because by the time your kids get through that teenage years, you want them to have a little bit of resilience and a little bit of grunt.
Yeah. And I think that's something that I guess I definitely picked up more of when coming to WICKEDBODZ, that I really see, I guess, the community is all about, is pushing each other to fucking do more, even when you feel like you fucking can't do it, just pushing yourself and doing that little bit extra, right? So
it takes a long time to build a culture. I've had the business for nearly 19 years now, and our culture at the gym is support, work your ass off, and you get out of it what you put into it.
Yeah, of course.
It's just that's just all I drive, and all our members know where they stand in there. We have a no dickhead policy, and
that was my biggest attracting factor.
We don't you don't have to go there and throw tyres around and smash your head against the wall and carry on by saying you have to go really hard. All I ask for is an honest effort, and my honest effort in WICKEDBODZ is 100%. So all I ask for is the people to be honest with their effort. Yeah. But at the end of the day, they're responsible for their results, not me.
Yeah.
I'm not responsible for your results. I give everyone the same tools.
Yeah.
Which I've studied and travelled and worked all around the world. So I've accumulated our own tools, which we inject into the business. Fuck, it's up to you if you want to use them or not. It's not up to me.
Yeah.
I can't stand people bitching and whinging about, I went here and didn't get results. No, you fucking didn't get results, you'd never go. It's just simple.
Very simple, isn't it?
No one wants to take... But I'll tell you, a lot of other gyms won't tell you. I'll fucking tell you straight out. You know, that's the difference between us and other gyms. You know exactly where you stand with us, And it's turning up. I don't mind if you turn up, because some people just turn up for mental health and go through the process, and everyone's different. But don't come bitching to me if you're going to turn up and not give 100% and say you're not going to get results. I don't care if you're only going at 50, 60%. If you're getting something out of it because you don't want to be at home and you've got another goal, you might be achieving your goals by not even breaking a sweat, because it might be all for mental state or something like that. So you don't have to come in there, but you've got to give 100% to your goal.
Yeah.
You must give 100% to your goal. So if that's turning up, that's all right. But don't give me your bullshit excuses when you're not getting anywhere and that's your goal. So we're quite strong in our results section of it. But at the end of the day, I'd spent the first 5 years of my career worrying about people getting their results and stuff like that. Now I want people's results more than what they want them, but I can't give them to them.
Yeah.
You got to earn it.
Yeah, 100%.
Deserve, earn, completely different things. Everyone likes to use the word "you deserve it." Oh, you went on holiday. Oh, you deserve it. No, I didn't fucking deserve it. I earned it.
Yes.
I didn't fucking deserve anything. No one deserves anything. You got to earn it.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a new bike. Oh, you deserved it. I didn't fucking deserve the new bike. I earned the new bike.
You worked fucking hard for it.
You got to earn it. Young boxer I train. He's world champion. Oh, he's been in the game since he's 8 years old. No one deserves it more. That fuck, he doesn't deserve anything. He fucking earned it.
100%.
He put in every since he's 8 years old, every single day. Can you imagine how much he trained to get that world title? 7 billion people in the world and he's number one.
100%.
You think he deserves it? There's heaps of people that deserve it. There's another 4 million people there that deserve to be world champion, but they're not fucking prepared to earn it.
Man, he was going through that from the second round with a broken jaw. I remember watching that fight in the prep for my last one, right? And it was just motivating as fuck, watching how he could actually pull it together. The amount of pain, the amount of pressure.
Mental toughness.
Yeah.
Do you think the kids these days are going to be able to do that in 10 years?
Fuck no.
Absolutely no chance.
Yeah.
He's an old man who played a massive part in his success in his career. He was 8 years old fighting teenagers, and then he was young teenagers fighting men. Yeah. He used to joke because he used to, he'd be in tears out the back, go and fight, and then come back out and be in tears again, but he used to win every fight. But that's, everyone will, possibly hear me say that and say, oh, you can't push your kids into violence. It's not pushing him into anywhere.
Conditioning.
He had a goal, they had a plan, and then that was part of the plan. And then he earned every step of the way. Yeah. Too many people, especially these days, deserve shit. You don't deserve fuck all. You put the balls on the line, you go and earn it, you get something out of it, you've earned it. You don't deserve it. Just because you open a business and you're a good bloke doesn't mean you deserve to go well.
No, that's exactly right.
You got to earn it.
Right. I mean, you fucking definitely earned the title that you have when it comes to WICKEDBODZ being the community that it is. And
people don't see what happens behind the closed doors.
That's right.
People don't see the work that go in.
Yeah.
People don't see any of the bullshit. People don't also see other aspects of your life.
This is another thing that social media is really fucked up, because we see a highlight reel. How many people are actually out there posting on there saying, I had a really fucking shit day today, this happened, that happened.
Yeah, not enough.
That's right.
There's a lot of people out there, making out as if their lives are really good as well.
Yeah.
Making out as if they're influencers.
Taking photos at the front of restaurants and shit.
And they went to the beach this morning and then they went back to the beach this afternoon. But they didn't tell no fucker that they're at Coles working all day to pay the bills.
Yeah.
But their perception is that they're killing it.
Yeah.
Stay in your own lane. You don't have to impress anyone but yourself. You've got to be proud of yourself in life. The problem with the community these days is they can't not do anything without posting on social media, solely because they're not proud of themselves, so they want everyone else to get fake recognition for it. Yeah. Once you go down that road, you're fucked.
This is something I actually have been really working through myself personally lately. I thought about, when was the last time I actually did something just for me? Okay, went out, went for a walk and didn't take a photo of me going for a walk and put some fucking game and tune behind it, some Rufus de Sol or something behind it, you know? When was the last time I went skydiving without posting about it? When was the last time I actually went for a run without posting about it? Like, how many people out there do you think there are that actually just do things for themselves rather than doing it because they think that it's going to make someone else think differently of them? It's going to make someone else think better of them. It's going to be there so they can impress girls. Like, all these motivations behind the things that people are doing.
When my wife and I now, when we go on our, not so much working holidays like the one we just went on before, when we go on our proper breaks, when it's time to break, we put our phones in my missus doesn't even use social media anyway, but we put our phones in the safe in the morning and get it back out in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And we do some incredible things. Yeah. You know, but we fucking earned it. Yeah. You know, but people still see what you wear, what you drive, your holiday. We get it now, you know, but like I'm not young anymore, but people say, oh God, you go on a lot of holidays. They sort of nearly look down on you. I think how is he making that much money to go on holidays all the time? We can't. I don't post my life on social media. I don't post the money I've ever made out of property. I don't post the money I made out of you know, lending and stuff. Because you don't post everything on social media. People will just perceive what they want to perceive. Right. But you know, we have the boxing thing that you've done called Be Your Own Champ. You got to be your own champ. Yes. I've got to be proud of myself. There's heaps of shit that people would die to put on social media, what we do in our lives, but we wouldn't even think about it. Yeah. I stop people from killing themselves every week, but I don't post one thing about it. Yeah. Will it ever last, this whole fake bullshit? I'm not sure, because there's no substance in it. People are just going to feel empty, like you said yourself. You had to try and, you know, check yourself and things like that. Yep. Once you become that person that you don't have to impress anyone else or do anything, you can really start to kick some goals in life, because you start to concentrate. Really start to happen for you, right? Well, you can start to concentrate on being successful. Yeah. People are going overseas on holidays on credit cards solely for the objective to take a photo, because so people think that they're cool. Yeah. They can't even afford to be there. It's not even for them, it's for everyone else. It's not even for them. They enjoy one bit. We watch it now when we're away. And you watch these girls just like they spend hours and hours and hours and hours and hours taking photos. Yeah. They're not even enjoying the space or the time. Not being present. They're not even present in their life. Their whole thing and their whole soul now is just lost in the internet. It's not even the first thing they do is open their eyes. Put some makeup on and get a photo on the balcony. Put this. Like that's not good for your mental health. There's big problems down the track for that. Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more, man. And speaking of mental health, so I've heard you speak a few times at, I guess, some of your events and things like that about mental health. I know that that's something you struggle with from a young age, I take it. Yeah, I think so, but it's not where I was from, there's no such thing. I guess my age group, there was no such thing as mental health. Right, yeah. So it's only now that you sort of work on it and study as much as I do that you sort of look back and think, you know, that there was. But I think a lot of it stems probably from you know, you have mental health, then you have mental health. Yeah, bro. Some people they say mental health because they're a bit stressed out with work and they don't like doing this, and this stresses them out, and you know, that's a form of mental health. But we've got a chemical imbalance, and we're chemically imbalanced, so we've got no option. So you never. You can't just have an ice bath and make yourself feel better. In other words, it's impossible. Yeah, people are, you should do yoga, you should do this. Are you fucking serious? You should live in my head for fucking 24 hours and see if that's going to help. Yeah. You have to learn to adapt to it. You can't beat it. Yep. That's the biggest problem, and that's what I try and help so many people with is you got to roll with it. Right. Once you got it, and if you got it that bad, you should be medicated anyway, because it's just silly if you're not. Yeah. But once you got it, and I don't like the word suffering with it, but once you're dealing with it, you got to deal with it. Don't just sit there, because there's no fucking excuse. Yeah. There's no excuse. It's never stopped me doing anything. It's made some fucking days really, really hard. Yeah. Like really hard. Yeah. But no one would ever fucking have a clue. So don't suffer in silence. You know, you now we're trying to teach people, obviously, you know, it ain't weak to speak, which is, if you're ever going to fix, they're never going to fix mental health, suicide. But if we're ever going to drop this rate at a rapid knot, it's as simple as talking. Yeah. Not medication. You're not going to fix it. It's going nowhere. Yeah. Because they're still stuck with it, even if they're medicated, right? It doesn't matter. You still got it. I still have horrible days. Yeah, bro. But I can speak to my wife. I've got staff that knows if I'm off,
Of course.
and I can turn to them,
Yeah, bro.
and I can talk.
Yeah.
So I don't really have a lot of really dark days because I can just find light somewhere by just, it's a simple conversation sometimes.
You don't have to carry the load by yourself,
don't have
right?
to carry it. And now I just ring her. My missus knows now, so she'll just say, "Do you take your medication?" And I'll either say, "Fuck, I forgot," or I would be like, "Yeah, I did, but I can't shake it today."
Yeah.
Just can't shake it.
Yeah.
She'll be like, "Just go for a walk, come back." So we'll go for a walk or whatever, and just try and switch it off. You got to learn to roll with it. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Your social media sufferers, you can fix that.
Yeah. Delete social media.
Either delete social media or just change your job or don't go to the fucking dog park if that stresses you out. And that's not mental health.
Nah, definitely not.
I was
Conditional.
thinking about riding out here.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt again, but if you're liking what you see so far, don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. Remember, all your support is really appreciated, and I'll see you back over on the episode.
Just random thought when I was riding out here. I was just thinking it makes me, some comment about someone having a sick day. I don't have 6 days, I never have, but that doesn't mean you're any tougher or weaker than anyone else. But these days, it just, if you want to make me really angry, you hear me, and I hear people say it in the past, "Oh, I'm not going to go, we're getting on the piss, Sunday, so I'm just going to have a mental health day on Monday."
Yeah, it's a shit go.
I'm like, you're going to have a day off of work and put it down as a mental fucking health day. You know how many days, you motherfucker, that I've hopped up and gone to work with mental health and not just tossed it up to have a day off. And you would have no idea the pain that we go through to get up and go to work daily.
Yeah.
And these so-called mental health sufferers are just throwing it back in non-sufferers, throwing it back in your face, having a day off. They think it's okay to have a day off.
Yeah.
That's a fucking insult.
Yeah.
We're not changing anything down the track if we've got that attitude.
Yeah, that's right.
Because people are not respecting it enough.
Acceptance of everything, really.
They're not respecting it enough. You can't stop people with having mental health. What we can do is we can educate people around it and try and make it easier for them. It's not going to be easy for them.
Yeah.
But you can make it easier, like I just gave you examples then. Speak to make sure your missus is aware, make sure your good mates are aware. And you're going to have your bad days, but it's fucking no excuse.
Right.
I would never not go to work because I felt shit for mental health. Opposite to these fuckwits that don't have it.
Any
And they're
excuse
using
to
it as
rock
an
up.
excuse.
Yeah.
I fight it every day, and it's always going to be a fight. But
Yeah.
I'm prepared for the fight. I'm prepared to fight, so you've got to give yourself plenty of ammunition to learn how to get around it by speaking and doing different things. But the sooner you get your head around it, it's not going anywhere. You're a long way there because it's a constant battle.
Yeah. It's not something you just
You never
rid
get
of, right?
over it. You got to learn to live with it.
Yeah.
It's just simple. But mate, I've achieved some pretty cool things with doing it as well. I can't stand people using it as an excuse. It's not an excuse. We've just got to learn to manage it better.
Yeah.
And the people around us being able to notice the warning signs. You can't go and help your friend or your husband or your wife or your sister or your brother if you know absolutely nothing about mental health. Clearly, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It kills more people per year than what people die in car accidents.
Yeah.
Kills 12 people a day, 22 people try. There's a problem. We don't hear about it.
Of course not.
Every school holidays we have ads come on TV about slow down or the big car crashes and try and deter people from speeding and stuff like that. You don't turn the TV on and see someone hanging out of a tree. But they want to have the car crashes as a shock factor. So they have these horrible crashes that you watch that they even sometimes give you warnings on TV. Yeah. Someone's bleeding with their head half cut off to try and stop people from speeding. Yeah. Imagine they put someone hanging out of a tree and that come on TV. See the uproar with that.
Big change of things, wouldn't it?
No difference. There's got to be so much more done with it.
Yeah.
It's a big problem.
So for someone that I guess doesn't know much about mental health, and for someone that I guess might see someone struggling with, what would be the warning signs that you'd be looking out for if you think that someone might be struggling with something?
People with I always say this, and some people get the shits, but I love any type of campaigns and stuff for mental health. But are you okay? Just that I think they could be changed, because I think that's the worst heading you could ever give for something positive for people with mental health. You are someone that's going to commit suicide this afternoon, that morning, if they're all right, they're 100%
they're fine, yeah.
And the worse I feel, the better I tell you I am. So don't go, you got to ask, push, ask more, watch, it's not really, there's so many multiples of someone that's suffering, but
right.
the biggest one is you'll never know.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of just bringing up a topic of conversation. I always say to people, when you sit down, we have two types of health. We have a physical health and a mental health.
Yep.
When you sit down at a table and you have lunch or you go for a couple of beers this afternoon with the boys, 6 of you sitting there, I guarantee something will come up about image. Fuck, I've got to lose some weight. Fuck, before I go on holidays, next thing, or fuck, she's put on weight or he's put on weight, or I'm going to go and diet, something like that. There'll be not one word about mental health.
Right.
Bro, how you going? How you going? How's everything going? How you really going? You struggling with that? Oh, fuck. Yeah, I'm struggling a bit. Business is not awesome, and you make sure you let me know if you're not all right. That's all it needs sometimes.
Just a prompt. Yeah,
and you might have had a few beers, and you might say to the boys, I've been feeling fucking average lately, mate. You make sure you come and speak to me, whenever you want. You might go away, and that's all you need. Just like, oh fuck, at least I've just broke the barrier. If I need to go and speak to someone, I know I can go and chat to.
Start to lift that weight a little bit.
Just talk.
Yep.
If every table spoke about mental health as much as they did with physical health, we probably wouldn't have so much of a problem.
Yeah, but we live in such a world that's like it's obsessed with that image, right?
Obsessed with the image, and you talk about trying to impress the social media, which is creating their mental health.
Yeah.
So it's a
vicious cycle.
It's just a huge problem.
Yeah.
Social media is going absolutely nowhere.
Oh, it's here to stay, and it's just going to be phase after phase.
It's all going nowhere. The only thing we've got to try and help is the kids and the generation coming through that don't understand it.
Yeah.
Because you've got kids looking up to people that are not even the people that they're looking up to.
Yeah.
You got your filters, your photoshops. You go and take a photo at the front of the house and say, "Look what happened today," with a big sold sign in front of a mansion. Unfortunately, 100% of those kids will think you just went and bought that fucking mansion.
Yeah.
It's not even yours.
Yeah.
It's just perception. You can perceive.
You could be the one slapping the sticker on the sign.
You just drove past in your $1980 Datsun.
Yeah.
Hopped out and got your photo, but on you perceive whatever you want to perceive, and it's just very scary, because you got kids out there striving to be that.
Yeah.
And it comes down to parenting.
So, to the parents out there that are listening, what would be some advice you'd give them to talk to their kids about, or ways they can start to, I guess, encourage their kids and educate their kids around this?
It's super hard because, as I said, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Parenting's not easy anymore. Parenting's never easy. There's no rule book to it.
There's no book.
But I guess if there's any type of rule book, you got to look at what they're going to go through in their life. They're going to need resilience. They're going to need. These are the things that they've got to. These are the things you got to try and install. You got to install. Again, we fall back to the word earn all the time. You got to earn stuff.
Yeah.
And it's a strong word, and it doesn't get used enough because it gets misplaced with deserve too much.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a good boy today. You deserve this.
Yeah.
Fuck that. You don't deserve anything for being a good boy. You're supposed to be a good boy.
That's just how it should be, yeah. It's be a good human.
You're supposed to be a good boy, And just because you behaved yourself, you start rewarding these kids for behaving themselves, then all of a sudden they're not getting rewarded adolescents and they're in jail and they wonder why they're in and out of trouble or just being, shit humans because they're not getting rewarded. I'm not going to be a good person if I'm not getting rewarded. You can't reward people.
Yeah, where's the carrot for me to fucking
walk towards? They take the carrot away and then you just turn into a shit person.
Yeah.
Don't reward your kids and stuff for being good,
Yeah.
Make them earn it and give them whatever they want if they earn it.
Yeah, fucking oath.
Give them anything, but make them earn every bit of it.
Man, this is something I go through as a young parent myself to a 4-year-old dude. Like every day, he's like,
"But I was
good.
Time.
I was good. Can I have some ice cream?"
Yeah,
no. No. It doesn't work like that, mate. We'll just we'll give you the ice cream, but it's not because you earn it or deserve it. It's because I want to give it to you. Yeah. But with him, it's like the big thing I found was this: I can't do this, I can't do that. And there'd be so many parents out there that they hear their kids go, "I can't," and they'll go and pick him up because they don't want to walk. I can't walk, my legs are broken. Okay, I'm going to come pick you up, and then they get that image in their head where is every time I can't do something, I'm going to get it handed to me. So we had this experience where he was riding his push bike, right? Took the training wheels off, and he's a little bit too short for the push bike, right? So he's like that awkward height between having a real small one and he looks real weird on it, or having the one where it's like a little bit too big and he can barely touch the ground. But we were having this conversation. He could barely get his feet on the pedals, but once he gets a bit of momentum, he's okay. Anyways, and he's pedaling and pedaling and pedaling, and then he'd come off and he's like, I can't do it. I can't start again. I can't. And I just know for a fact that from seeing what he was like as a younger child, whenever he did that and I'd go and pick him up or something, that became a habit, right? So trying to instill that, yes, you can do it, or no, you did earn it, you don't deserve it. Trying to instill that in children, I think, is such an important thing when it comes to this behavioural issue we're having with young kids now, right?
They've got to work it out.
Yep.
Yeah. If he can touch the pedals and turn it over, just as an example, then let him work it out.
Yeah.
Put him on a grass paddock and just let him work it out.
Yeah, he'll only fall over a couple of times.
He'll only fall over a couple of times. but he'll work it out.
Yeah.
You know? He'll either work out he can't do it or he can do it. But don't let a 4-year-old kid tell you can't do it and then pick him up and walk him inside.
Yeah, exactly
what
right.
What are you teaching them then?
Yeah.
You know, when we were younger, again, it was different. So we were probably out there for 3 hours trying to do it. Not saying you can't do it. We wanted to do it so bad that you went out and tried to do it and you fell off 100 times and you picked it up.
Yeah.
And then you stacked, then you called dad out and say, fuck, I got it, you know.
Yeah.
But there was really, the word can't was probably not so much used so much then, you know. You just had to work it out. And then, you know, those traits you can, you know, you take back through in your life, you've got to work shit out. Every time shit goes bad, which is going to be every day, you can't just turn it up. You can't just give up. Everything's hard.
Yeah.
Everything's hard. Even the people you're looking at on social media, they're pretending they're boring and they're doing it hard.
Fucking hell, you don't see the work that goes in behind the scenes.
No,
like
it's hard. It's hard, you know. But you got to be prepared to grind.
Yeah.
Simple. You've only got you to thank. You've only got you to. It's you against you. There's no one else. In this world, there's no one else. You against you. It's you dealing with your mental health problems. It's you dealing with your success. It's you fixing this problem. Too many people are reaching out for handouts and helps. It's you against you.
Yeah.
If you're broke, it's your fucking fault.
Fucking oath.
If you're fat, it's your fault.
Who you are right now is a direct reflection of the things you've done for the last years.
It's you against you, but people want to blame. Oh, it's work. Oh, I've got put on so much weight because of work. No, your work's sweet. It's just you been eating too much shit.
Yeah.
Just fuck all to do with work. Work doesn't make you fat.
Responsibility for that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've got no money. Fuck, go and get another job.
Stop buying bags on the weekend.
Or stop spending.
Yep.
Yeah, stop spending. It's not that difficult, you know. It's not that difficult, but we like to try and make it difficult because these days you're striving for the wrong things.
Yeah. And it's almost like you get that, I guess, validation because you whinge about it and someone goes, oh, you poor thing, and you've got that validation. That's where the validation comes from. You whinge about something, you got people that trauma bond then.
You're on 50,000 a year and you want to go and buy a BMW because you want to look cool to everyone or you want to look up to that. Buy a BMW when you're ready to buy a BMW because your bank account will tell you when.
Yeah.
Your bank account will tell you a reflection of how you're going.
Yeah, 100%.
Not how you think you're going or how you perceive you're going on social media. You post all you want on social media in life and tell people as much as you want, then go and have a look at your bank account.
Yeah.
It'll fucking tell you how you're going. It won't lie to you. It's like a mirror.
Yeah.
So you can lie to everyone and bullshit to everyone, but that'll tell you exactly how you're going.
Yeah.
You know, again, you got to be proud of yourself. If you go to that ATM or you have a look around at what you're achieving fuck all, but you're starting to believe yourself because you're telling everyone else that you believe that you're going really good.
Oh, you believe your own lies.
Then you're not being your own champ.
Yeah.
You know, you're a fucking loser. You're just perceiving that you're not. So you need to scale back and get yourself back on the right track and go and be your own champ and be proud of yourself. Don't try and make other people proud of you. You've got to make yourself proud first, and then other people will just be proud of you anyway.
Yeah.
The people that you care about are the ones that you want to be proud of you. Why would you want to keep fucking strangers proud of you? They're not proud of you anyway. They don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
So they're going to have no direction, no direct input into your life whatsoever. When you start trying to make other people proud before yourself, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know? You're in trouble. There's not one person that's proud of themselves that are achieving a lot of things that no one else is proud of. It doesn't go unnoticed, but that's the accolade that you want. Accolades of people that you're not trying to impress, you know, that are just watching it, sitting back watching it. You know, like, well done for that, mate. I've watched how much you've put into that. You're like, fucking really? Someone actually even knew that I was doing that.
It's written on the wall up there. People are praised in public for things they practiced in silence for years.
Yeah, these are the things more people need to strive for. Being more proud of, being honest with yourself, giving yourself 100%, and being proud of yourself.
I think that's a big part of it, though, like you said, being honest with yourself, because, I mean, even a lot of people, when they're around certain people, they'll put on a mask. But a lot of people can't even drop the ego when they're by themselves. So how do people start to do that? How do you actually start to, I guess, drop the facade and start to be real in yourself?
It'll be difficult because we've got, again, it'll all fall back to social media.
Yeah.
They're not prepared to be strong enough to just make themselves proud.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting any false recognition for it. No one gives a fuck, by the way. You get 200 likes or something on a photo. 200 of those people probably bagged you when they were pressing like.
Yeah. Piss take.
They're probably bagging you when they press like. They press it anyway.
Yeah.
So you like them back.
Yeah.
And you're sitting there going, fuck, that was fucking awesme, like 200 people like that.
But then when you don't get those likes...
Or you're sitting there checking your phone to make sure that someone's actually liking it.
Yeah.
Like when you that's dark times if you're looking from the outside looking in and people are living like that, that's dark. You know, there's a lot of work to be done there.
Yeah, so I think that obviously social media can be such a dark thing, but there's also a light side to it. So when it comes to sharing the message of obviously mental health and things like that, there are people out there doing good things.
Oh, it's such an incredible platform for things like that.
Yeah.
Like I think you mentioned before the last one I done on mental health weeks ago. Again, if you were a flog, you'd be posting all this sort of stuff, but we wouldn't post any of it. But you would die if you seen the amount of messages, things that we get back from people that you have absolutely no idea about. Telling you, someone just sent me that podcast, and it's just changed me forever and things like that. Not one, not two. I'm talking hundreds.
I love that. Yeah.
You know, we own Cape in silence. You know, that's the shit that I get proud of myself for.
Doing it for the right reasons too.
When I get all those messages, you know, I walk away from that table. I don't say anything to anyone. I just read it on the computer and I just hop up and walk away. And you smile inside, you know, and then you can be proud of yourself. You're achieving something and not worrying about any fucking one else for any type of gratification.
Yeah.
I think the lady asked me in the last podcast, why do you do so much but not tell anyone anything about it? Why? How's that going to help these poor fuckers that have got mental health trying to kill themselves when I'm running around not mentioning any names for them, but telling people how awesome I am? That's not changing them.
Yeah.
I want to help them. I don't care about me.
I guess that comes down to your why though, whereas a lot of people are doing it for the wrong reasons. What is the why that you do everything you do?
Mate, life's hard. It's not difficult to try and make someone else's life easier as well.
Yeah.
You know, if everyone tried to stop the jealousy bullshit, soon as someone's going good, they turn into a fuckwit. Soon as someone like me speaks their mind, they're just egotistic. You know, he's got a fucking big ego and stuff. My heart's, you know, soft as, but I just don't cop any fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
I think I'm a hell of a lot worse than everyone. I don't think I'm better than anyone else. But people will try and perceive that. But that's just because if I think you're a fuckwit, I'll just tell you you're a fuckwit, and it's probably a reason.
Yeah, well, I feel like when I first met you, even to now, it was one of those things because you got a very hard man to read, but you haven't told me I'm a fuckwit yet.
I don't want anyone to read it, yeah. I bet you, why would you want people to read you? People are trying to make people read them by perceiving all the wrong things
doing
anyway.
Things that are going to make them feel a certain way about them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want, so sometimes I'm in situations people say, oh, he's quite rude, you know. I'm not. You're just perceiving that. You know?
Yeah, that's your perception.
You're just perceiving that. If you want to perceive it, that's fine, you know.
And that probably comes down to the expectation they have of how people should be, right?
I'm not going to walk into rooms and just be a fake fuck and then have wankers all around you, you know, anyway. So I respect everyone, I just lose it.
Yeah.
I respect everyone 100%. I'm not the other way around. I'm like, oh, you have to earn my respect. No, you don't. If I've just met you, I'll respect you 100%.
Yeah.
But when you lose it, you won't get it back.
Yeah.
You know?
So everyone starts on an even playing field, right?
Everyone starts at the top.
Yeah.
Not the bottom with me. You don't have to earn my respect. But it's pretty easy to work people out. It's not difficult. You know, it's not difficult. It's pretty easy when you're yourself. You know, you're real. And people will fall away.
Yeah.
You don't want them in your life anyway.
Yeah, correct.
But you'll stop the hangers-oners. You know, so it's much easier to just be real and be yourself, and and be nice. I try and help everyone, whether it's you or people that I don't know.
Yeah,
if I can
fucking
try and help you, I'll help you. I'm not going to go and give up my day to try and help you. But if I can see you trying to do something positive for someone else for the right reasons, then I'll help you.
Yeah.
I mentioned before, I get asked to be on these things all the time, but I'll refuse to go on them because they're doing it for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
They're not doing it for the right reason.
Yeah, bro.
I don't waste my time with that shit. It's so when they ask, why do you do it with no more recognition? Because I'm my own champ. I've got to be proud of myself.
Yeah, brother.
I don't need anyone else to be proud of me.
Cool. So if you had to give one piece of advice to a young kid or someone that was like, I guess, adolescent coming up in the world today that was struggling with mental health, what would be that one piece of advice?
Talk. Takes 2 seconds to answer that. You got to talk. Because it comes in various different ways. Not necessarily go and see a psychologist or psychiatrist. Sometimes those fuckers make you worse.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't speak about mental health unless you have mental health. Right. I don't give a fuck what anyone says.
Yes.
You can learn it in uni. You can learn it wherever you want to be a psych. I've been with that many of them, sat there and they're telling me this bullshit. And I'm looking at them going, you fucking idiot. You have no fucking idea.
And you can read it a mile away.
They honestly start to believe themselves. They're telling you shit that just doesn't even make any sense to you. You can do, you need to do this. It's just bullshit.
Yeah.
So if someone come to anyone and you thought they were struggling or they said that they were struggling, go and find someone that's been dealing with it and deals with it well.
Yeah. And
get them to go and talk to them. There's heaps of us out there.
Yeah.
There's heaps. Don't go and get him to talk to someone that's that's just using it as an excuse, locking themselves in a fucking room playing computer games.
Yeah.
Oh, Joey's got mental health. I just don't know what to do with him lately. Joey's a weak cunt. He needs to go and address it.
Yep.
Because they ain't fucking going anywhere. By sitting in his room playing computer games ain't going to do fuck all for Joey.
He's got to do something about it first.
Fucking do something yourself. Cunts are using it for an excuse.
Yep.
A fucking excuse not to do shit. And unfortunately, now we're talking about it to the kids, which are younger, which I don't really agree with when they're really, really young, which they are now. But they're now knowing it can be an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell Mum I'm going to kill myself.
Okay, that's cool.
If I can't go to this 16th birthday, I'm just going to tell Mum I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
That's the shit that's getting said now.
Yeah, man.
So we're introducing it to them too early. I believe we're introducing it to them too early because we're not allowing it to be serious.
Yeah. Yeah. Prime example.
You haven't got a hell of a lot of mental health problems when you're that young.
Yeah.
It gets back to our conversation before. You want your kids to fucking have a few problems in life to build some resilience.
Yeah, fucking oath, man.
You don't want to tell your kid that they can be whoever they want, do whatever they want, and no one's going to do anything. No one's allowed to do anything wrong to them.
Going to stop them from it. Yeah.
Every single kid at school gets bullied, but it builds fucking resilience. It's now they want the kids to go through unscathed with absolutely nothing. Every day at school's got to be perfect.
Yep.
Teacher's not allowed to call him or her.
Yeah.
You can't say that she's got pimples on her face or else you get fucking suspended. You can't do this. You're teaching kids the opposite to resilience.
Yeah. Teach them how to be soft.
It's going to affect them later on in life when they get a job and their boss comes in because you've just lost them fucking one client and he's fucking lost his plot at you for the right reasons. You can't even handle it anymore. You leave for unfair for dismissal because you've been spoken to poorly. It's a fucking job. You just got a job to do a job. You didn't do your job and you just cost your boss money. And you can't even handle being right. You can't even accept your own actions. You have got no resilience to be able to turn around and say, fuck, fair play, sorry boss, I fucked up. I need to fix it next time, I need to be better. They come in and yell at you, like, he can't talk to me like that. Fuck, get on your phone, see what the rules are. Ring up fucking whoever they ring up. No, he can't speak to you like that. He's not allowed to raise his voice. I'd leave. And then you get a paid out.
Yeah.
It's factual. Shit happens daily now.
Yeah, 100%.
You don't want your kid like that.
So how, as adults, or how, as this generation, do we help the younger generation? How do we break that cycle? What is the best way to go about that, would you say?
I think it's no different than the talk that we've just had.
Yeah. Just voicing that shit.
Just voicing it and saying, mate, it's going to be hard. Life's fucking hard. don't dare think that you're going to get through this and it's going to be easy.
Don't sugarcoat that shit for them.
You're going to have people pick on you this, but it's not going to change your outcome.
Yeah.
You can only be offended if you allow yourself to be offended.
Right.
So you just got to just get back to those, I guess, the older morals, and get back to, mate, you got to go and earn this. You know how long it takes Dad to buy this? You know, so you buy a little car. You know, we would never do that to that extent, but they give you a little car, it's $2. And it takes, Dad wanted to buy that for his car, it'd be $200, so you got to take the bin out 4 times, they'll give you the car. Try and give them some respect for the value.
Yeah.
Not the value of the dollar, just the value. No one teaches kids value of anything anymore.
Yeah, you got to work hard to get
shit. Their parents like shit. They lie to their parents. They do this because there's no value. There's no value of it anymore.
Yeah.
They don't know the value of money. They don't know the value of respect. They don't know the value of anything. We're just creating problems. This is the value is the biggest thing that they can learn.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to buy it down the track. But then for the older generation, it's harder.
Yeah.
It's harder because
we've already had those habits instilled. Yeah.
It's instilled.
Yeah.
You can't buy it. You can't get it back.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean you're getting spoiled as a kid. It just means that they're not, parents these days can't even be parents. Like, you might want to smack your kid on the ass, or you might want to make it really hard for him, but that's like fucking murder now.
I grabbed my son by the arm the other day and yanked him a little bit, and he goes, "You can't do that, Daddy."
That's exactly
He's 4 years old, man. 4 years old, and he's telling me I can't do this to him.
Told, yeah,
by a 4-year-old.
But that happens a lot with our we hear it from clients and members.
Yeah.
They don't realise what they're saying, but I wanted to take so and so down to the park, but they didn't want to go. And they're 4 or 5 years old. I'm sitting there listening, going, "The fuck do you mean? You just said you wanted to take your kid to the park, but they didn't want to go, so you didn't take them. The fuck are you teaching them?
Yeah.
How do you let a 4 or 5-year-old tell you what to do when you're fucking?"
Yeah. Who's fucking?
I was going to go to a barbecue with our friends, but Billy didn't want to go. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you instilling in these kids?
These parents need to take the responsibility, right? Because it's up to us, really.
You got to be able to take instructions. How's this kid going to listen to anyone down the track if you're starting to tell them now? We never had to talk about this 20 years ago or something like that because no one fucking done it.
Yeah.
You got told what to do.
Yeah, I mean, I used to get hiding after hiding. I don't know how many fucking wooden spoons got broken over my ass.
Mate, but it makes you who you are.
Yeah, Mum would get angry because she broke the wooden spoon, then have to get another one.
Yeah, another one. Yeah, but it's the podcast is not about how to parent, because I don't know how to parent, but we're just talking about the mental health and the generations of what's going to happen with it. And this is where it's starting to be created. Yeah, mental health is a hell of a lot harder when people can't bite down on the mouth guard when it gets fucking hard.
Yeah.
Because as I said before, it's not an excuse.
Yeah. As soon as shit gets hard, they're running away.
We're trying to tell society these days that if you've got mental health, you have a fucking day off. Or if you need a day off to go and talk to someone and you're really struggling, or to go for a surf or something like that, because of your mental health, mate, I'm all for it. But mental health is not like the flu, where when you have a day off, you just sit at home. You got a mental health problem and you sit at home, you're tearing the fucking walls down.
Yeah.
It's the worst thing that you could possibly do.
Yeah, brother.
So just giving people, maybe there's an education tool there. Like if you're having a mental health day, go for a surf. Make sure you exercise for 2 hours.
Get some sunlight.
Don't stay at home.
Yep.
But we don't. We just toss up now. Oh, you got a mental health day. Can't just take the piss out of it anyway. We're not trying to fix the problem. Can't fix someone's mental health, but we can fix a problem. The problem's a whole. We can fix the problem by encouraging people to talk.
People don't want to talk about it. That's the thing. When it comes to mental health, I feel like so much people just try and fucking sweep it under the rug, right?
I believe a lot of the charities don't think that we're going forward. I reckon we're going backwards.
Yeah. Well, with all the shit they're bringing in, like you said, these mental health days for people that aren't even struggling with mental health.
They're turning it into a joke.
It takes away from the people that are actually struggling, right?
I told you. Exactly when I come out here. That's what infuriates me, because now people are just joking about it. Oh, fuck, tell me you got a mental health problem.
Hit on the bag last night, mental health day.
Yeah, mental health day on the Monday. It used to be, people used to sort of, I'll say us, but people used to categorize as mental health. You're a fucking weirdo.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's changed. Now it's just, oh, you got mental health. You just cool.
Yeah, literally become like a
It's
modernized
not real.
thing. It's a hipster thing now.
Yeah, it just doesn't matter. Oh, I've got mental health. Yeah, but no, you fucking haven't. A lot of you haven't.
Introduce me to someone with schizophrenia and see how that goes.
Yeah. But it's just, I think we're regressing in the change for it.
Yeah.
For the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
Because we used to try and help people with mental health. Now every single person wants to say that they've got it.
Yeah.
But they don't really have it.
Yeah.
You know?
They're not doing anything, they're just accepting.
And they're using it as an excuse. There's never an excuse. There's never an excuse. You got to address it. You got to learn to ride it, and you got to beat it.
Yeah.
You can't let it beat you.
And that's exactly what's happening, right?
Yeah, you can't let it beat you. So I think we're regressing in that. There's a lot of people talking about mental health now, but it's not me sitting there struggling thinking, fuck, I got to go and speak to him. Fuck, I'm really struggling.
It's like talking
because
about...
you heard 4 other people say they're having days off for mental health.
Yeah.
So why am I going to think that you're going to listen to me when these fuckers out on the other table are just joking about having days off for mental health? They're joking about it. You're having a laugh with them, not from any malice, but I wanted to talk to you about my mental health because I'm really struggling.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm then going to talk about it?
Yeah, of course, it's going to make them regress even
So
further.
we're changing the dynamic of it.
Yeah.
You know, we're actually stopping the sufferers from talking about it. So our goal, not our goal, I always say, the goal was to try and encourage people to speak about mental health and make it a normal conversation, because that's going to help everything, which it would have. But now it's sort of gone pear-shaped on us.
Taking the whole other direction.
Yeah, now it's gone pear-shaped on us because everyone wants to talk about mental health now, but the people that are really suffering from it are not really getting any help out of it.
Yeah. I mean, like, you hear people talking about the Are You OK Day, right? Like, you're saying it's a shit thing anyway, but... And they're laughing about it. Like, hey, you okay, bro? Like, taking the piss.
It's a fucking joke on that day. You know, it's a joke. So we've changed it from back in the day, you being a psychopath if you have mental health, so you would never tell anyone that you have mental health, ever.
Yeah.
Because society thought you're a fucking weirdo. So you never speak about it. So we tried to campaign and encourage people to talk about it. Now we've gone from there right over to every motherfucker talks about it, but the people that are suffering are still in the same spot.
Yeah.
They're no better. You know, they're still in the same spot because majority of them are too scared to talk about it now because everyone talks about it.
So in your opinion, what needs to be done about this?
Just education on it.
Yeah.
It's just education on it itself.
And what would that look like?
Again, encouraging people to talk to the right people.
Yeah.
You know, not to the wrong people.
Yeah.
Probably more people like myself that make themselves available through other people's channels.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't have any signs up and I don't talk about it on social media and stuff like that, but I have a broad access to a broad range of people, you know, 200 or 300 people of members in the gym. So when some of them hear of someone's son or someone's father or someone's partner or something like that, so they can soon come to me on the side and just say, Mark, I know you're busy, but if you had the time, would you be able to speak to this person?
Yeah.
And you know, I try and get around to it, you know, as much as I can. So it's finding the right people to talk to, but the warning signs are a big thing, but they can be really hard, you know. Simple things, the warning signs are simple, is someone not being themselves.
Not being
You know,
like...
are they angry all the time?
Being reserved, things like that.
My exes used to say to me all the time, or anyone really, not only my exes, but you're always so angry. You know? And then I was sort of known for being a bit of a nutter anyway, but they're like, you know, you're so angry all the time. And it wasn't until, you know, my current, you know, missus now, she was the first one that said, why are you, not you are. You're successful, you work every day, you got money, you got this, why? And I wasn't angry, like I'm not fucking tearing the walls down and throwing shit around.
Yeah.
I'm just snapping it, whether it's in the car, hurry up, fucking cunt. Like everything was anger based, like, fuck, now I've got to go and do this fucking thing. And the things that didn't even need to have that attitude.
Yeah.
I just got to go and do this, or mate, come on, hurry up. Like everyone whinges in these things, but you're at another level.
Yeah.
But you're fucking revving, you're in the red line, people can't see it. You're revving that high inside your head that you're just looking for a fucking outlet because you're so fucking jammed up inside the head that you just can't, you know, you can't, by not telling anyone, you're just keeping it all to yourself, you know, you're just revving hard. So if people are not, no one wants to be angry all the time. If someone's angry all the time, especially in relationships and stuff like that, and everything's not pretty good, then there's probably a reason for it.
Yeah, there's something behind that.
And if people are isolating, the best thing to do is try and people need to educate themselves. Living and that run some fantastic things, some incredible nights, and it's pretty easy because you get in there and they start putting all the warning signs and stuff up, and you see people just like putting their head down, and you can see every single one that suffers it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
The other people are like looking at it going, oh yeah, no, I don't have that, yeah, don't have that. But when you got it, you tick every box, not 3 or 4 of them. They have 5, 10 points of, being angry, being tired, this, that, and you're just like, fuck, I've got every single one of those, because you're right, So that isolates people that don't have it. They just say, oh, I've been really tired all the time, but I'm not angry, and I'm not this, and I'm not that. So it gives you a little bit of a balance of where you are.
Yeah. Before just jumping around the bandwagon, Google, you got depression.
Yeah,
I've got mental health issues.
Now the doctors will just say it too, so that's what we're up against.
Get them on a pill.
Putting them on medicine, but they've got no chemical imbalance.
Yeah, which then fucks them up even more.
They just broke up with their missus, and now they're really depressed, so they put them on medication. That's resilience, fucker. It's like, go and deal with that.
It's just going to happen about 6 or 7 more times in your life at least.
Go and deal with that. Like, doesn't matter how old you are. Like, that's resilience.
Yeah, never feels nice.
There's no such thing as nice about it, but there's no pill that needs to be taken for it.
Yeah.
You got to fucking bite down the mouth, go and get through that shit. Like,
fucking oath.
When you got a chemical imbalance and you know it, and you sort of diagnosed with it, medication is your only option. You got to stop that drip of that negative, or else you can't do anything positive for anyone.
Yeah.
But now they're just throwing medication at people because, as we said before, back at our last topic, the words in our mental health just they don't really mean too much anymore.
Yeah, lost their meaning.
It's normal.
Yeah.
It's normal.
Yeah, so you speak pretty heavily about medication. I take it you're medicated at the moment. I think you said that as well. So from when you got medicated to prior to that, how much has that changed your life?
You guys got no clue. Like,
I really don't, man.
Changed the fucking day that I took medication.
Wow, okay.
Because I explain it in normal terms. And I didn't understand this, obviously, either, but when people get on ecstasy, etc., their endorphins, serotonin releases, so it floods your body with happy serum.
Yeah.
So that that's why they take it, obviously, because they're chasing that feeling all the time. Us at a chemical imbalance is like having the opposite. So our little valve so when you get on ecstasy, our normal everyday serotonin, people are a little bit different, but usually just drips. It just drips into a bucket. People take a couple of ecstasy pills and it opens up and it floods in like turning a tap on. That's why they're feeling so awesome. My analogy is when we have it chemical imbalance and it's there every day, not because of a reason. It's not because I don't like to go shopping or my missus just left me. This is every fucking day. Yeah. Your negative just drips into that bucket. So if something bad happens, you're really upset about it. If not, you're sweet. That's just how we're made. Our tap's open, so every fucking thing's bad.
Yep.
It's not one or two things. Everything's bad. Like subconscious anxiety. So you worry about everything. Some worse than even others. Some tap goes faster than other people's taps.
Yep.
I would get myself in the states where after all the amount of these years and everything I've done in the industry, that I couldn't even program a class. So I'd try and get someone else to take it. So you're just worrying about shit that's just never, ever, ever needs to be worried about.
Yeah.
Same as when you're off your head, you're talking about, the old saying is, just sat around at a table and fix the world.
Telling war stories.
You're talking shit, you're saying how good you're going to, let's just do this, let's buy a big van and travel the world and fix this.
You've had that conversation, haven't you?
Yeah, a few times, yeah. Because you've opened the tap.
Yeah.
We're the opposite. Our taps drip and our taps turn on the other way. So we can't find any happiness. And that's over a long period of time.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's where, even when some really good things happen, you sort of get happy about it, but then there's a negative with it as well, because the tap doesn't stop. Medication just puts you back to the drip, just puts you normal.
Yeah. Brings back the equilibrium.
Doesn't take your happiness away, your sadness away. Does fuck all other than put you back to a normal drip, and I can now live like people that don't have it.
Yeah.
So that day changed my life. I can't believe the torture I put myself through, but I didn't know.
Did you resist it for a while because of obviously the stigma around getting medicated?
No, not
or?
really.
Okay.
You just don't know you got it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I've always fought my whole life, played rugby league, always been like a little leading boy, should I say. Not scared of too much. And so you just think it comes with the part of the parcel, but not really, it doesn't. The amount of times that I was angry, all those times that I didn't want to be angry for every day for the years that I locked myself in the rooms and then stressed about going to do some simple task that no one knew that I was stressed about. Going to the races to have a good day with the boys, and I'm sitting there just fucking stressing for hours before because I knew I was going to go out in public and just torturing yourself, because you don't really know any different. And then it's even worse when you do know, and then you still torture yourself rather than speaking about it, going and speaking
about it, doing something about it.
Doing something about it.
Yeah.
Because your life changes. I would have spent less time in courts, less time sitting in jail cells if I had approached it, when I was a hell of a lot younger.
Yeah.
Because you're going out, being put in situations you don't want to be in, getting social anxiety. How the fuck do I get out of here? I'm just going to belt someone, and then I have to. Then I just get kicked out anyway. So someone runs into you, and normally, if you're normal, you just be like, "Oh, yeah, sorry, mate." That's me now. You never lose the real me inside, but now I'm like, "Sorry, mate. I'll buy you another drink or something." Yeah. But then you fucking run into me, spill my drink, then I'm just going to knock you straight out. And that makes me sick to think that I used to have that attitude and be that person all the time, because it wasn't really me. So how many people are doing stupid things just because they're not addressing their mental health? It must be a lot.
That's a big topic. That's a really big thing.
Huge.
And we think about the amount of people that are getting put on medication that aren't actually needing it, and then they're relying on that medication. Like, I know a lot of people that are probably in that position. My mother, for instance, she's been medicated for I don't know how long because she was sad about certain things, you know what I mean? And then that's there, I feel like, has completely thrown her off balance even further.
People, anxiety medication that I'm on is completely specific, not like a Xanax tablet, but majority of people would take a Xanax tablet and put you to sleep.
Yeah, they fight it.
People that are suffering, the people that need Xanax,
it does complete opposite.
They're just bringing them back to normal, and they might have to take a full brick. Majority of people taking Xanax just because you fucking fried yourself and you're going home, you're trying to put yourself to sleep. So they take half a tablet and it knocks you out for 8 hours. They don't need that tablet. That's why it's knocking them out for 8 hours.
Yeah.
There's people functioning, and we're using Xanax as an example. People function daily to go to work, taking a brick a day.
Yeah.
Just to function, to be normal.
Yeah.
So a fucking ton of people get medicated that don't need it. Oh, I went on Xanax or something like this, and all it done was make me go to sleep. Yeah, because you didn't fucking need it.
That's a telltale sign right there. It's doing the opposite of what it's meant to.
It's not attacking any receptors.
Yeah.
Medication can only attack receptors. Phenomenal thing, medication, when you get into it and study it. It's incredible. I've studied it. It's the most. How can you take one tablet and stop your fucking depressive tap turning on?
Yeah.
Like, that's phenomenal shit. But it's got to be all taken for the right reasons, or else it's going to do the opposite effect, isn't it?
Yeah,
so.
100%. Now, we've spoken about the mental health side of things, but what's on the cards for you for the next 10 years? Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Mate, see myself 10 years from now. I'll have a villa or something like that in probably Mexico or Spain, and not doing too much. I always look after myself and train every day. Have my own personal trainer then.
You like your own personal trainer?
For sure. Get out of this stressful countries, too many rules and too many regulations, and just live, just cruise, just take all the pressure off me. I've put myself under it, which is fantastic for 20 plus years running businesses and being able to achieve what you can achieve. And I think the back end of your life, and you got to just cruise. You got to be relaxed. You don't need to stress from start to finish.
Yeah.
And I think Australia's one of the best countries in the world, but you can't do that here.
Yeah.
There's too much
stress.
Too much stress for everything.
Yeah.
So you go to some of these other countries that don't have a hell of a lot, and They don't live like us. They don't stress like us.
Yeah.
And don't have a mobile phone.
That's a big one, eh? That's a big one, bro. It's one of the first things I tell most of my clients. You want to fucking start having a better life? Throw that cunt in the bin.
Yeah, for sure. Look, you just, that's a realistic thing for me. I'll always come back to Australia and see some family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Not that I have a hell of a lot of family that I have contact with, but it's I don't think it'll take 10 years for me to do that though.
Yeah, there's the cards sooner than we think, eh?
I still got some boxes to tick first over the next couple of years, and then I've got some good kids there at work that I'll look after and
for sure,
and keep the WICKEDBODZ name rolling. But
man, it's an amazing thing you've done there, an absolutely amazing, outstanding thing.
Yeah, long process, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%, bro. It doesn't happen overnight.
No. That's it.
Well, brother, thank you very much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
I really appreciate it. Brother. Thanks for talking real, just being so transparent and real about shit, because
if we get back to being real, the world's going to be a better place.
I couldn't agree with you more, brother.
There's not nearly enough out there, because the problem is it's not cool anymore.
No.
Real's not cool anymore. Bullshit's cool, not real.
Yeah.
Good news doesn't sell papers.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth? I mean, look at the news that we watch every day, right?
Every day. Every single day, there's no good news. It's all bad news.
That's another thing. If you want to be, I guess, less depressed, don't watch the news.
Yeah,
right?
Don't believe the news.
Yeah, don't believe it.
Watch it, don't believe it.
Yeah, don't blind
If you can give anyone any advice, is don't believe what you see.
Yeah.
Especially the kids coming up, you don't believe what you see.
Yeah.
Because it's not real.
Believe half of what you see.
Not real.
Half of what you hear.
Yeah.
And, what is it? Believe none of what you hear and half of what you see.
I try and tell the kids, don't take advice off anyone that's doing something that you want to do.
Yeah.
Or has done something that you want to do. Because everyone these days is an expert. We spoke a bit before, there's life coaches that are 22 years old. Are you fucking serious? How are you going to do that?
What life experience? What are they coaching?
Too much when I was 21, I tell you.
Man, I was fucking swinging off the end of an ice pipe and fucking in and out of jail at 21.
That's it.
Imagine me trying to life coach then.
Yeah,
I probably did when I was sitting around a dinner table.
But you can do it now because you are a life coach. Like, how many people like us have been in trouble and been locked up and done things like that? They're the ones you want to be like. I learned majority of my knowledge out of reading biographies of jail books. I think I've read every jail book in the whole of Australia.
Yeah, 100%.
And you learn what it takes to be resilient, and it's not all about I don't look up to any of them.
Nah.
But
but they got through that.
It's a grind. They got through it. And
they got shit to show.
Some of them have come through it and they're successful. So.
Yeah, 100%.
Another topic.
Easy, brother.
See you, buddy.
My man. Thank you.